Today we're taking a look at these NCAAF matches, which are happening on Saturday, September 24, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. UCLA versus Colorado. Sometimes handicapping games is not rocket science, and this is one of those games. I get that UCLA struggled last week to take down the South Alabama Jaguars, but the Bruins are still the far better team in this clash of Pac-12 foes. UCLA has a good ground game, and they will take aim at a Colorado defense that has allowed 362.7 IP on the ground so far. Once the ground game gets going, DTR will hit some big easy plays down the field. The Bruins have also been solid on defense in the early going, allowing just 18.3 PPG, and they should have no trouble in stopping a weak Buffalo attack that has averaged just 10.0 PPG so far. UCLA has lost their last 3 games at this venue, but they have a massive talent edge in this one, and Chip Kelly is 23-11 at TS in his last 34 games against teams with a losing record. Our team pick is UCLA minus 21.5 points. In the last 2 meetings, the over won twice. This year, with a Chip Kelly offense running smoothly at 80+ plays per game, a horrid Colorado Buffaloes team, and something to prove after a scare against South Alabama from the Fun Belt, the Bruins will do their best to win in style to begin Pac-12 play this Saturday. Also, Colorado has allowed 128 points in 3 games, and the over is 2-1-0 in their 3 games. Our total pick is over 67 points. Texas versus Texas Tech. In their season opener against Murray State, the Red Raiders lost QB Tyler Show due to a shoulder injury. Donovan Smith has had ups and downs over his last 2 starts and will have another tough matchup in Week 4. The Longhorns held Alabama to 20 points, and I'm expecting their defense to make the difference in this matchup. On the other side of the ball, the Red Raiders' run D will be properly tested, as the Longhorns average 170.3 rushing yards per game and 5.2 per carry. Texas's O-line will provide a lot of opportunities for Bijan Robinson to shine, and Robinson had 18 carries for 137 yards against Texas Tech last season. The Longhorns are 10-2 and 9-3 at TS in their last 12 meetings with the Red Raiders. Our team pick is Texas Longhorns minus 6.5 points. The 22nd ranked Texas Longhorns are trying to continue to improve while they wait for their starting quarterback to get back from a shoulder injury, as freshman quarterback Quinn Ewers was able to begin practicing this week as he makes his recovery after being injured against Alabama a few weeks ago. Even their backup quarterback sophomore Hudson Card was dealing with an ankle sprain and had a good showing. The Texas Tech Red Raiders have been a decent team this season offensively, as they are putting up 36.7 points per game, but sophomore quarterback Donovan Smith has been too sloppy with the football, as he has a 64.5 completion percentage for 85 yards, with 7 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He also uses his legs, as he has a pair of rushing touchdowns in there as well. If he can figure out how to survive a tough stretch of their schedule, they should be fine and cruise further in the season. These teams play very good defense, as we touched on earlier, as the Longhorns are allowing 16.7 points per game, while the Red Raiders are giving up 22.3 points per game. Both teams also love to run the ball with their lead backs, as Robinson is going to get a large percentage of handoffs in this game, as he is breaking tackles left and right. That also means the clock will continue to tick, and these defenses are going to be amped up for a rivalry game. The under has hit in the last 4 Texas road games and in 4 of the previous 5 Texas Tech September games. Our total pick is under 59.5 points. Toledo versus San Diego State. The Toledo Rockets have been impressive so far on this young season. They have jumped out to a 2-1 record and are ranked number 88 in the national power rankings. Of course, they have not played the toughest opponents, at least in their first 2 games. They shut out Long Island 37-0 in the opener and then beat a bad UMass team 55-10 in the second game, covering as a 28-point favorite. But then last Saturday they got a dose of reality, losing 77-21 at Ohio State. Now, the Buckeyes are the number 3 ranked team in the nation, and they were 31-point favorites over Toledo, so a big loss was expected. Where it leaves Toledo is not completely known at this point. The San Diego State Aztecs are 1-2 on the season and hold a national ranking of number 91. The Mountain West Conference stalwarts have played a tougher schedule, taking on 2 Pac-12 teams already, Arizona and Utah, which were both losses. Their lone win came in Week 2 when they beat Idaho State 38-7, but failed to cover as 32.5-point favorites. In fact, they haven't covered a game all season, as they lost 38-20 to Arizona as a 6-point favorite and fell last weekend to Utah 25-7 as a 22-point underdog. It shows that the Aztecs were expected to be better than they have been so far, coming off a tremendous 12-2 season in 2021, with a lot of talent coming back. I kind of find it hard to believe that Toledo is favored by 3 points on the road. But I get why, given they have a better record, go to your stats, given lopsided outcomes, and a higher national ranking. Vegas may also be factoring in the possibility that San Diego State quarterback Braxton Burmeister might not play as he is questionable. But basically, he received a bad poke in the eye that kept him from seeing straight in the game, but all indications are he will be ready to go. I really can't gauge anything off of Toledo's games thus far, but what I do know is San Diego State's defense did a pretty good job against the 13th ranked team in the nation, and that the Aztecs would have covered if Burmeister played the whole game. So to me, this is a no-brainer. Take San Diego State at home getting the points. Our team pick is San Diego State plus 3 points. There is one thing that Ohio State and Toledo have in common. They both reside in Ohio. The Buckeyes put up 77 points on the poor Rockets, who were just overmatched by the number 3 team in the nation. OSU led 42-14 at the half and then could empty their bench later on. Toledo gave up 763 total yards, which for the Buckeyes was their second most total yards ever. The good news is that Toledo quarterback Dequan Finn threw a 5-yard scoring pass to Thomas Ceros to tie the game at 7-7. He also ran for a 23-yard score and threw for a 40-yard score to Jerwin Newton in the first series of the second half. The Aztecs have had an odd schedule, facing 2 Pac-12 teams, Arizona and Utah, and an FCS squad, Idaho State. They lost to both Power 5 teams and beat up on the FCS squad. Unfortunately for San Diego State, who went 12-2 last season, they are a work in progress on offense with many new starters including a quarterback. The expected starter for the Aztecs this season was Virginia Tech transfer Braxton Burmeister, who unfortunately was injured last week against number 14 Utah. True freshman Kyle Crum took over after one series, and then on Tuesday, redshirt freshman quarterback Will Haskell decided to leave the program. Defensively, the Aztecs are usually strong, and this season appears to be no different with most of their experience back on that side of the ball. They are allowing just 237 yards per game, 9th, and just 90 passing yards per game to rank 2nd in the nation. Last season, they ranked 12th in total defense, allowing just 324.4 yards per game. San Diego State is not going to be very explosive offensively, so they are going to do what they've done since the days of Marshall Faulk: run the football and bleed the clock. Toledo is going to have a tough time scoring against a veteran defense that will be well prepared to face an offense that is really based on one player, Finn. The Rockets couldn't contain Ohio State, but held UMass to 10 combined points. The Aztecs are going to score enough points to win, but they'll keep this low scoring. Our total pick is under 45.5 points.